Anita Marks for Sports Shouting, and I have to look back, as always, before I look forward. Went 2-1 last week. I don't know what happened to the Tampa Bay Bucks. They were playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. How could they possibly lose? I could have gone 3-0, and I didn't. I went 2-1, so we're on to week 15. So, you know what? I'm sticking with the Bucks. Why? They're playing at New Orleans. The Bucks, they've got a new offensive coordinator in Mike Sullivan. We like to call him Sully around these parts. And what did he do? He took the Giants offense and implemented it with the Tampa Bay Bucks. So we call it the Giants offense of the South. You saw what the Giants were able to do against the Saints last week. That's the same thing they're going to do against the Saints, the Bucks, that is. You gotta love the way that Josh Freeman's been playing. I think Vincent Jackson has a huge day. The Saints, not that great against opposing tight ends. I think Dallas Clark could have a big day. You saw what Martellus Bennett was able to do against them, and you gotta love Doug Martin. I think Doug Martin is just going to run all over the Superdome. And that's what they're going to need to do to keep Drew Brees off the field. So with that being said, how great is this? The Bucks are actually getting points. That's right, I'm going with the dog. The Bucks plus 3.5 at New Orleans. So you gotta love that. Now, here's my play number 2. This is another dog for you. Carolina getting 3.5. Carolina plus 3.5 at San Diego. How's this possible? Cam Newton has been El Fuego. He has been on fire. He's throwing the ball everywhere. He's running everywhere. No interceptions, I believe, in the past few weeks. Steve Smith, over 200 receiving yards the past 2 weeks. You got to love that as well. So this offense is just cranking right now. Going up against San Diego, I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I do believe Carolina wins. I actually like a parlay of Carolina and the Tampa Bay Bucks on the money line. But we're playing Beat-a-Anita. I've got to make 3 picks. So I'm taking Carolina plus the points, plus 3.5. And last but not least, this is my lock. This is my lock of the week, maybe my lock of the month. And that's the Denver Broncos at the Baltimore Ravens, -3. Of course, as I always say, buy the hook, buy it down. So I'm taking Denver -2.5. Why? Peyton Manning is to the Ravens as kryptonite is to Superman. This guy has their number. He has their ticket. They are fearful of him. He always comes into Baltimore and he lights it up. It doesn't matter that he's on a different ball club now. Peyton Manning owns the Baltimore Ravens. So Demaryius Thomas is going to have a huge day. Eric Decker is going to have a huge day. And what does that mean? No Sean Moreno. He's going to have the holes the size of Texas to run through. So I think Moreno is going to have a huge day against the Baltimore Ravens. On top of that, they fire their offensive coordinator in Cam Cameron. Jim Caldwell, has he ever called a play before in his entire life? No. So I just don't believe that the Ravens have a chance. And I love the fact that it's only 3 points. And as I always say, buy the hook, buy it down. So those are my 3 plays for Sports Shouting this week. The Bucks plus 3.5. The Carolina Panthers plus 3.5, and Denver -2.5. And again, have a fun little play there in the money line. Parlay both the Bucks and the Carolina Panthers. I'm Anita Marks for Sports Shouting. Good luck this week with Beat-a-Anita.